Are you ready to get wasted with me? That's right.
Wasted. The waist. We're going to work on the waist. So let's get started. Okay, so we're going to do a little bit of a around the waist trimming. So come on down to your bottom, and I'm going to ask you to do this at your own pace. I'm glad that you're here. Bend your knees, plant your feet, bring your arms out in front of you, let the palms face upward, and we're just going to rock the body back, feel the core, and then rock forward, reach the arms, and then rock back, feel the core, and rock forward, reach with the arms. Keep going. Back and forth. How are you doing today, by the way? Back and forth. Let me know. Keep me posted. Use your breath as you move. And notice as you rock how it feels on your sacrum as well. Let's rock back and hold it where we feel it. And then lift one leg up. And lift the other leg up. Breathe. Plant the foot. And then the other. And then rock forward and back. Keep going. Keep breathing. Keep moving. And notice where you feel it in your body. Rock back, hold it where you feel it. Lift one leg. Lift the other. Hold it. Breathe. Good. Plant the feet. Whew, that was intense. Shoulders roll up and back, heart forward. Take a deep breath in. Good. Now extend your arms forward again. Let's reach forward and reach back. And we're going to come all the way down to the floor, onto the back body. Hands underneath the head. After this 25 to 30 minute session, you're going to know where your core is. That is for sure. Interlace your hands underneath your head. Lift your head and your shoulders up off the ground. Let's try and touch the ceiling with the nose and hold here. Push your lower back down as hard as you can into the floor and then relax the lower back away from the floor. Push down and relax. Push down and relax. Feel your jaw relax. Push down and relax. Keep going. Push down and relax. Let's push down, hold it, try and touch the ceiling with your nose. Breathing. Good. Relax the lower back, lower your head to the floor. Take a deep breath in, extend your legs straight up towards the sky. Same motion again with the lower back pushing and relaxing and the head lifting off the ground, head and shoulders. Push lower back down, relax lower back. Push it down and relax lower back. Keep going. Push, relax. Push, relax. Push, relax. Can you feel the core muscles? We're going to work our way around the whole core, the whole waist. Good. Let's push down and hold it. Nose up towards ceiling and breathe. Good. Lower the head, hug the knees in, and let's rock from side to side. Good. Cross your left knee on top of your right knee. Bring your left arm underneath your right. So we have eagle arms, eagle legs, palms together. Elbows and knees touch together, and we move them away. And when we do, we try and touch the wall behind and the wall in front at the same time. Bring it in. Take a breath and move it away. Reach forward and back. Bring it in and away. Good. Move the body mindfully. Really feel what's happening. Let your face relax. Allow yourself to be present. And finding some gratitude for the movement. Let's move away, hold it. Take a deep breath in. Good, bring it in. Release your arms and legs and rock from side to side. Good. We do the opposite leg now. Right leg on top, right arm under. Eagle arms, eagle legs, elbows, knees together, elbows, knees away. Elbows, knees together, and then away. Keep going. Checking in with the core of the body. Doesn't this feel great? Are you having the best time ever? We work the muscles. And let's move away and hold it there. Take a breath. Good, bring it in, release your arms and your legs and rock from side to side. Good, plant your feet down to the ground, arms alongside the body. Take a deep breath and lift your hips up off the floor. Squeeze the bottom. Lower the hips. Inhale. Exhale, hips up. Squeeze the bottom. Lower the hips. Take another deep breath in. Lift up. Let's hold it. Working on those back muscles here. Glue the feet to the floor. Press down with the arms. Keep the neck long. Find a little smile for your face. Good. Lower the hips down. Woo-hoo-hoo! Sway your knees gently from side to side. Feeling good. You're going to roll over to your right side. Now you're going to lift yourself up to your right forearm here. Your legs are long. And we're going to work on our side boat. But first we're going to take this top leg and lift it up. And then we're going to lower it down. Good. Lifting and lowering. So feel the side of the body here working as we lift and lower the leg. It's not just about the hip. It's about the waist. So we're lifting the body out of this right elbow. So we're not sinking into that shoulder. You're pushing the ground away. You're pushing and lifting out of that shoulder. Good. Keep breathing. Good. Let's lift and hold the leg. Work on this left shoulder squeezing towards the left hip. That's going to get right there in the waist. And then lift your lower leg up. Squeeze your bottom. I was going to say buttocks and bottom. Your bottom. And then take your left arm up as an option. Good. Keep breathing. Lift your top leg, lift your lower leg, and lift out of your right elbow. And breathe. Good. Lower your legs, lower the top hand. Give yourself a moment. We're going to do one more side boat on this side. So collect yourself. Grab everything that you need to bring yourself into this again. You ready? Lift your top leg, lift your lower leg, squeeze your buttocks, and lift your left arm up. Lift your body out of your right arm. Feel your left shoulder squeezing towards your hip. Breathing deeply. Good. Do you feel it in the waist right here? Yum. Good. Lower the legs. Lower that top hand down. Fantastic. Bend your knees, and we're going to flip over to the other side. There's nothing like a side boat to get you wasted. Lift and lower your top leg. I don't know about you, but this is how I get wasted. Work on the waist, you know what I mean? Am I playing this out a little bit too much? Am I tiring it out? Good. Let's lift and hold it. You're going to squeeze your buttocks. Make sure your left elbow is under your shoulder and the hand is directly in front of that, and you're lifting out of that elbow. Take your lower leg, lift it up, and squeeze your buttocks. Right arm comes up towards the sky. Squeeze hip towards shoulder. Keep breathing as you lift out of the left arm and lift the right leg and the left leg a little bit more. Stay in the moment. Be here now. Lower the legs, lower the hand, take a breath. Your heart is pumping. It's fantastic. We're going to do one more of those. Lifting out of your left arm, lift your top leg up. Take a deep breath in. Lift your lower leg up. Squeeze your buttocks. Take your right arm up and squeeze your right shoulder towards your hip. Good. Use your breath. Keep lifting out of your left arm, squeezing. Lift right leg, lift left leg a little more. Lower down with the legs, lower down with the right hand, and breathe. Good. Let's roll onto the belly. Ooh. Goodness gracious, that was far. And your elbows are underneath your shoulders. So you're in a Sphinx posture. Your hands are directly out in front of your elbows. Inhale deeply here. Hold and breathe. This might be a nice limit for you. If it is, hang out here. You can also walk the elbows forward and see what it feels like to lift the elbows up. So the hands stay planted, the shoulders drop, the heart reaches forward, and the breath is deep. If this feels good, you can stay here. If you want to go a little further, walk the hands in a little bit closer. So you feel a little bit more in the back body, AKA the waist. Toning the muscles that support the waist. Drop the shoulders down, lengthen up through the top of the head, and relax your jaw. Good. Lower it down. Take your time. You're going to rest your head now on your hands and bend your knees, windshield wiper side to side. Check in with your breath. Having microphone issues. And then lift your head up. Bring your legs back behind you. Walk your hands under your shoulders and lift yourself back into table. All right, so hands under shoulders. You know what I'm going to say, I think. Stepping into a plank position. Hands under shoulders. Spread those fingers wide. Push the ground away and lift your body weight out of your wrists. Nice core strengthener. Let's lower the hips just a tad so that they're about level with your shoulders, not lower than the shoulders. Keep breathing. Good. Lower down to your forearms. Inhale. Good. Push back up to your hands. Lower down to your forearms and back to your hands. Keep going. Down to the forearms and up to the hands. Keep going. You got this. Feel and breathe. Hold it in your high plank. Stay there. Good. Lower the knees. Take a deep breath in. Make sure your knees are happy. Curl your toes under. And arch your spine and then round your back. Arch your spine. Round your back. Good. Keep going. Arch your spine. Round your back. One more time. Arch your spine. And round your back. Good. Come to a neutral spine and now wag your tail from side to side. Good. It's good to feel stuff in the body, don't you think? It's not bad. You are in the living, which is nice. Let's wag the hips over to the right side and squeeze the right shoulder towards that hip at the same time. Get a good squeeze on the waist. Say it with me. The waist. Good. Hips back to center. Over to the left side. Squeeze your left shoulder towards the hip. Good. Back to center. Let's do one more on the right side. Hip towards shoulder. Squeeze. Good. Back to center. Left hip. Last one. Shoulder towards hip. Squeeze. Breathe. Good. Come back to center. Take a deep breath into your body and make your way gently onto your back. Good. Once you get there, hug the knees into the belly and rock from side to side. So we have a nice little massage on the lower back happening. Good. Plant the feet down to the ground. Your arms are going to be out to a T position. You're going to shift your hips a little bit to your left. Hug the knees up towards your chest and drop them down to the right. So what do we feel in the waist? It's not always about just toning those muscles. It's also about massaging the internal organs to help the waist stay functioning. We want a functioning waist. We don't want it to just hang out there doing nothing. You know what I'm saying? Is your waist functioning today? Breathe into the belly, the ribs and the chest. Good. Slow movements. Back to center. Shift your hips over towards the right side and the knees, again, we're hugging up as high as we can towards the chest and dropping down to the left. Take a deep breath in. Good. Slowly roll back to center, planting the feet and shifting your hips back to center. Bring your legs straight out in front of you and your arms alongside the body. So one way to target the waist is through the psoas. Arms alongside, flex the feet, lift your right leg above the floor, about a footprint. We're going to open the leg out to the right, toes are pointing straight up. We're going to bring the leg back to center, hold, and then cross the foot over to the left, keeping in mind that we want the toes to point straight up the entire time. Back to center and out to the right. Keep your jaw relaxed. Back to center and over to the left. Keep going. Back to center and over to the right. Back to center and over to the left. We add a little pause in each position to build some strength. Keep moving. Come back to center and lower the legs slowly down. Good. Are you breathing? Lift your left leg up. Open out with the leg, remembering to keep the toes pointed up. Come back to center. Cross over to the right. Back to center. Open to the left. Back to center. Over to the right. Let's keep moving the body however we feel is good for us, the pace that feels best for us. Center and over, center and out. Deep breathing. Notice what you're feeling. Come back to center. Take a moment. Lower it down. Whoa! Shake out those legs. Good. Bend the knees. Take a deep breath in. We're going to lift our head and lift to our forearms holding us. This always reminds me of like hanging out in the park, watching a cool concert, you know what I mean? Okay, hug your knees in and bicycle your legs. Now our bicycling is going to be the last thing that we do. And then I would recommend maybe a little shavasana for you. 5 to 7 minutes. Give yourself some time. Let's cycle backwards. Take your time. Listen to the sound your body makes. I have my own little band going on here. Let's hold it in. Breathe. And now 2 legs are going to cycle. So we come up. We lower, we bend, we pull it in. We go up, we lower, we bend, we pull it in. Good. Up, lower, bend, pull it in. Up, lower, bend, pull it in. Good. Few more. Is your muscle shaking? Are your muscles shaking? That's good if they are. Building muscle. One more, let's pull it in. And now we're gonna go the opposite way. Reach the legs forward, lift up, bend, and hug the heels. Good. Reach forward, lift up, bend, extend forward, lift up, bend, forward, lift, bend. Let's do one more. Good. Plant the feet down to the ground. Make your way onto your back. Bring your legs out in front of you for Shavasana, palms up, facing up, arms alongside. And give yourself a moment after all that hard work to just notice what's happening in your body. Heart is beating. So calming the heart by breathing slow, steady breaths. We want the heart to be healthy, so it's good that we're exercising the muscle. But it's also good to teach the heart to relax. So long, steady breaths. Honor what your heart is doing for you. Feel the beats. And as you breathe, relax the rest of the body. And try to let everything go. And stay here for another 5 minutes or so. In total relaxation. Have a wonderful rest of your day or night. And please get in touch if you have any requests or comments. We would love to hear from you. Have a namaste.